9 reasons why Pisces is the most spiritual sign. Pisces isn't spiritual because they try to be. They just are. They don't chase the light. They remember it was always with them, and that's the difference. While others search for meaning, Pisces dissolves into it. They don't need to be taught how to feel the divine in everything. They already do. In pain, in silence, in love that never got returned, in the dream they woke up crying from and couldn't explain. They live in 2 worlds at once, 1 foot in reality, 1 foot in something no one else can see. But they feel it in their body. If you've ever known a Pisces, if you are one, then you already know. You were never meant to fit into this world. You were meant to feel your way through it, and sometimes that's not a gift. Sometimes it's a burden only your soul understands. Here are 9 reasons why Pisces is the most spiritual sign of the Zodiac. 1. They carry a memory that isn't theirs. You felt it before, like grief from a life you don't remember, a longing for something you've never had. That's not your imagination. It's your spirit remembering what your mind forgot. Pisces is the last sign for a reason. They carry pieces of every lifetime before this one, every heartbreak, every sacrifice, every unfinished lesson. And they don't talk about it. They just carry it. They walk through this life with eyes that have already seen too much. And when they cry, it's not always about what happened. It's about what's always been. That ache you feel? That's ancient. That's real. 2. Their pain isn't just theirs, it's everyone's. Pisces doesn't just feel for people, they feel as them. You can try to fake a smile, but a Pisces will still taste your sadness in the room. They'll carry it for you without being asked, and it won't show on the surface. They'll just get tired, quiet, a little more distant, because they don't just absorb energy, they become it. And the world rarely gives that kind of empathy back. That's the cost of spiritual depth. It's not reciprocal. You'll understand this if you've ever left a Pisces feeling drained after a conversation you swore was casual. They were healing you, and you didn't even notice. 3. They've seen the unseen and don't need you to believe them. You don't need to believe in the mystical for Pisces to know it's real. They've felt it too many times. The dream that warned them. The gut feeling that saved them. The sign on the license plate that answered a question they hadn't spoken out loud. Pisces doesn't need proof. They are the proof. They live in the liminal, the space between logic and intuition, between what can be explained and what simply is. And if you ever try to make them feel crazy for believing in something bigger, they won't argue. They'll just stop talking. Not because they agree, but because they know the divine doesn't need defending. 4. Their love is a spiritual practice. When a Pisces loves you, it's not logical, it's sacred. They don't love like it's a transaction. They love like it's a vow, even when you're cruel, even when you disappear, even when you never see the depth of what they offered. They still love you like their soul chose you. And that's what makes it so painful. Because for Pisces, love is devotion. It's karma. It's a commitment that feels almost sacred. So when you hurt them, you don't just bruise their heart, you bruise the part of them that still believed in you, even after you stopped believing in yourself. 5. They break open to let light in. Other signs build walls. Pisces becomes water. When life hurts them, and it always does, they don't harden, they dissolve. They collapse into themselves. But somehow from that silence, something sacred rises. They don't just survive heartbreak, they transmute it. That's what makes their suffering so powerful. It doesn't just change them, it changes everyone who comes near them. And half the time, no one even realizes it was their pain that unlocked the healing. 6. They know things they shouldn't know. Ever had a Pisces tell you something they shouldn't know? A truth you hadn't admitted out loud yet? That's not a trick. That's not manipulation. That's spiritual frequency. They feel your truth in their body. They'll dream about you before you call. They'll text you right when you're spiraling. And when you finally break, they won't be surprised. They'll already be waiting. This isn't psychic ability in the Hollywood sense. It's not a show. It's just the way they're wired. Pisces doesn't guess. They receive. 7. They lose themselves, saving everyone else. Pisces knows how to rescue, how to hold space, how to be everything you need when you don't know what you need. But what people forget is this. Being the healer means being the one who doesn't get healed. They fall for the broken, the addicts, the wounded, the chaotic. And they believe they can help. And sometimes they do. But more often, they lose themselves in the process. This isn't codependency. This is karmic. Pisces enters lives they're meant to change. But no one tells them how to protect their own spirit in the process, and by the time they realize they've been drowning in someone else's storm, it's already too late to swim back. 8. They dream things that aren't dreams. Pisces doesn't rest when they sleep. They travel. Every night, their subconscious opens doorways. They visit people who are gone. They wake up remembering places they've never been. They carry messages from ancestors, from guides, from versions of themselves they've never met in this life, but know like an old friend. That's why they're tired all the time, not because they're lazy, but because even sleep is spiritual labor. And they won't always talk about it. Some dreams don't translate. Some visions aren't meant to be shared, but you'll know when it happens, because something about them will feel different. A little farther away, a little more ancient than usual. 9. They don't belong here, but they came anyway. That's the real secret. Pisces didn't incarnate to play by the rules. They didn't come here to build empires or win arguments. They came to soften the world, to remind people how to feel, to show what it looks like to live with soul first, logic second. And it hurts. God, it hurts. To care that much. To feel that deeply in a world that rewards numbness, but they keep showing up. Over and over, even when they break, even when no one sees them, even when the world laughs at their dreams. Because Pisces isn't here for applause. They're here for something bigger. They're here to remember, and to help the rest of us remember too. If you're still watching, it's not by accident. You feel it. You are it. You've been told you're too sensitive, too emotional, too soft. But what they don't understand is this. You're not weak. You're spiritual. Your softness is strength. Your tears are real. Your love means something. And the next time someone underestimates your spirit because it doesn't look like power, remind them, the most powerful energy in the world is the one you can't see.